What were we talking about?
Killing an idea.
Oh, yeah.
Is that we have to come up with bombs that kill ideas.
I mean, I feel like you're on this page. Are we going to wipe them out?
No, I'm not.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying that it is it's an emotional response.
Right.
I'm not on the page.
And that's not a good idea, emotional responses. Let's use this and not...
Bill Maher just torched Stephen Colbert, and it's every bit as brutal as you'd expect. After leaked reports claimed Colbert was fired from CBS over a jaw-dropping $40 million 0 cents loss, Maher didn't hold back.
And now the dinosaurs are outside of the theme park. And
I do this for a living, and I'm not sure if I follow you there.
Okay, but they did.
Never one to bite his tongue, Maher ripped into Colbert's legacy, blaming his obsessive Trump derangement syndrome for tanking the show and alienating half the country. And y'all know Maher has been gunning for him for years. This was more than commentary. This was a full-blown takedown. If you love when the truth scorches the screen, smash that subscribe button and turn on notifications. You're not going to want to miss what's coming next.
All the comics that were supposed to put everybody to bed or whatever it is, they all went bananas left. I mean, Colbert, these guys are terrible. Like, Kimmel to me is just maybe friends with him. I know a lot of people that were.
I love Jimmy.
Yeah, like he's
Colbert and I are not
me.
friends.
Yeah, like those guys to me, they're just the worst sort of partisan nonsense. You want everybody.
But the good part of that is we don't hide it. Like, he doesn't like me and I don't like him. And we don't deny it and we don't like it.
No, but he's nothing.
Colbert?
Yeah, he's nothing.
He's also very successful.
No, but he's just giving the machine what it wants all the time. For my differences with you, I totally respect you.
Is well said.
Yeah.
Giving the machine what it wants. I wish I had thought of that phraseology. That's exactly right.
Maher pulled no punches as he unleashed a flurry of devastating blows on the former late-night host, calling out his relentless partisan politics masquerading as comedy. He longed for the golden era of late-night TV when these shows were meant to entertain, not indoctrinate. Once a place for lighthearted laughs to help Americans wind down before bed, they've now devolved into ideological echo chambers. Tucker slammed the trend of hosts blindly cheering for leftist governments while mercilessly attacking anything remotely conservative, turning comedy into propaganda. It's no longer about...
Because he's stupid, this guy, so he's thinking he's praising, but he's actually undercutting. Again, this is a triple axle, and he always should get...
Dude, that's court jester stuff. That's the stuff the comics are supposed to do.
Court jester stuff.
That's the stuff we were supposed to do,
so
right? They've all
right.
become the reverse, though, right? They've all become suck-up.
Maher tongue-lashed Colbert for betraying his role as a comedian and morphing into a shameless sycophant for the left. He accused Colbert of turning a once ironic late-night platform into a megaphone for woke ideologies. No nuance, no balance, just pure partisan pandering. Colbert, Maher argued, had abandoned comedy in favor of preaching to the progressive choir, leaving no room for independent thought. He was as woke as they come, and Maher wasn't about to let that slide. Maher then revealed why, despite moving in the same circles and even appearing on Colbert's show.
I think I did his show twice. I mean, it just, you could tell it's on screen, and it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's not like we fucking fought each other and like came to blows.
But it's
just
thing.
like, he's very opposite of me. He's like a married Catholic, and I'm like me, So, but that's okay. We're not alike.
You bring
either.
your lawyer to confession.
Right.
I
don't have Republican gay sex.
Maher then ripped into Colbert's meticulously crafted public persona, exposing what he called a performance wrapped in applause. He insinuated that everything viewers see, the laughs, the claps, the reactions, is choreographed to serve a narrative, not authenticity. Unlike Real Time, where Maher often challenges his audience, even getting booed for voicing unpopular truths, Colbert's show feels more like political theater than late-night satire. Maher made it...
And now the dinosaurs are outside of the theme park. And
I do this for a living, and I'm not sure if I follow you there.
Okay, but they did.
The tension between the two men is crystal clear, and it's been simmering for years. They don't like each other, that much is obvious, but while Maher at least tries to be civil, Colbert just plays smug. At one point, Maher cracked a clever joke. Colbert's audience laughed, but Colbert deliberately played dumb, pretending not to get it, leaving Maher hanging and looking foolish on national television. Maher hasn't hidden his disdain for Colbert, but he still appeared on his show, because Ma believes in open dialogue. even with people who disagree with or dislike him. That's what real discourse looks like. But Colbert? He plays petty. He believes in canceling, mocking, and criticizing anyone who doesn't parrot his worldview. For Maher, it's about debate. For Colbert, it's about domination.
What were we talking about?
Killing an idea.
Oh, yeah.
Is that we have to come up with bombs that kill ideas.
I mean, I feel like you're on this page. Are we going to wipe them out?
No, I'm not.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying that it's an emotional response.
Right.
I'm not on the page.
And that's not a good idea, emotional responses. Let's use this and not...
Maher then completely obliterated Colbert, admonishing him to use more of his brain than his emotions, because emotions, he warned, can be dangerously misleading. He pointed out that hatred for someone can blind you from ever seeing any good in them, just as blind love can keep you from recognizing the bad. Maher urged Colbert to rise above the tribal noise and think critically. You can still hold strong opinions, he said, but if emotion drives everything, you lose the ability to be fair, rational, and intellectually honest. Even if you're biased, and everyone is to some extent, the goal is to remain level-headed, especially in heated situations. That's the mark of real maturity. It's what separates thinkers from ideologues.
You're given $100 million. You lose $40 million a year, but why were you given the job? It's why I always say the thing about, I'm not that interested in what the ladies of The View say anymore. I'm not that interested in what the crazy people on MSNBC say anymore. I'm interested in the corporate layer of it. I'm interested in the people that are running the show saying, okay, we'll give you this to do this. Like, whether Colbert knows it or not, he was just giving the machine what it wants. Oh, there's a guy who will literally dance to convince people to get a vaccine that doesn't work. We'll give him plenty of money to do it, right? And there's a guy, Brian Stelter, who will say whatever we want, and then people will wake up and his ratings will be horrible, so we'll fire him. And then he'll disappear here, and we'll bring him back because not everyone will give the machine what it wants. And there's the inherent problem. That's why going independent really is the only thing that you can do if you're going to be a truly honest player in the space.
Anyone who goes into business expects to make a profit, and when losses keep piling up, it's only smart to cut bait and rethink the strategy. That, in a nutshell, is what happened to Stephen Colbert. Despite a staggering $100 million 0 cents annual budget, he consistently hemorrhaged between $40 0 cents and $50 million 0 cents. Eventually, CBS made the obvious business call: pull the plug. But the deeper issue, as Dave Rubin sharply pointed out, is why Colbert had that massive budget in the first place. It wasn't for comedy. It was to parrot whatever the establishment wanted. That's why he became a frontman for the COVID vaccine circus and helped bury the Hunter Biden laptop story. He wasn't just a host, he was a mouthpiece, a well-paid one at that. Anyway, once the news went viral that Colbert had been fired, Jon Stewart went bonkers. Listen to this.
The fact that CBS didn't try to save their #1 rated network late night franchise that's been on the air for over 3 decades is part of what's making everybody wonder, was this purely financial? Or maybe the path of least resistance for your $8 billion merger?
Stewart's blood boiled as he tore into Paramount, the parent company of CBS, accusing them of shamelessly bending the knee to Donald Trump in a fiery rant. He claimed the network was more interested in securing Trump's approval for their $8 billion 0 cents merger than in preserving Stephen Colbert's late-night legacy. According to Stewart, it wasn't about ratings or quality. It was about politics and profit. Honestly, I wasn't the least bit shocked. Stewart's reaction was entirely predictable. He was never going to throw Colbert under the bus. After all, Stewart was the one who first launched Colbert into late-night fame and served as a foundational part of his early success. They go way back. Colbert was practically Stewart's protege, a loyal soldier in the satirical war room of The Daily Show before leaving in 2005. That kind of bond doesn't break easily. So naturally, Stewart sees this not just as corporate betrayal, but as personal. Stewart's shenanigans drew some criticism across the board.
There was speculation yesterday in the podcast universe. Bill Simmons had on Matthew Bellany of Puck News, formerly Hollywood Reporter, and they openly wondered whether when Jon Stewart went on the air Monday night, he would quit because he was so outraged over the deep wrong that had been done to his good friend Stephen Colbert, clearly fired over politics. And so there was some anticipation. They both said they were going to watch Stewart live that night to see whether he would quit and make a point that this was deeply immoral, so much so that he would sacrifice the millions and the fame, air quotes, that he's getting from his reappearance on Mondays on The Daily Show. And instead, this is what we got.
Megyn Kelly didn't hold back as she exposed Jon Stewart's glaring hypocrisy in her latest rant on the whole Colbert brouhaha. While many expected Stewart to take a principled stand, maybe even resign from The Daily Show, which is under the same Paramount umbrella, he chose theatrics over integrity. Instead of stepping down in protest, we got a cringeworthy song and dance routine, thinly veiled as satire, supposedly aimed at Paramount. But the one thing that would have actually made a statement, the resignation never came. Stewart, it turns out, preferred the security of his paycheck and the comfort of his fame over showing true solidarity with his longtime friend and protege, Stephen Colbert. It was all performative outrage, loud, dramatic, and ultimately empty. Megyn pointed out that if this were truly about principle, Stewart had the platform and the power to walk away and send a real message. Instead, he chose the easier path, pretend rebellion while cashing in.
And the lefties are losing it over news of the show's cancellation. Failed vice presidential candidate Tim Walz, Tampon Timmy, has posted to social media declaring that Stephen Colbert is the best in the business. He always told the truth to power and pulled no punches. We need more of that, not less. Well, having Tim Walz endorse you says it all.
Interestingly, all the outrage over Colbert's firing is coming almost exclusively from the left, crickets from the right. That silence says it all. It reveals just how far Colbert had drifted from comedy into activism. He wasn't trying to make everyone laugh, he was trying to make his side feel righteous. In doing so, he failed at the most essential part of his job, being funny across the board. He alienated half the country by turning his show into a political megaphone, not a late-night escape. This explains the steady free fall in ratings over the past 5 years. Viewers don't want partisan lectures dressed up as monologues. They want satire that punches in all directions, not just to the right. Colbert became predictable, and in comedy, predictability is death. He wasn't a unifier, he was a divider with a desk and a laugh track. So it's no surprise the only ones mourning his departure are the ones he preached to. Everyone else had already changed the channel.
Here's actress Jamie Lee Curtis.
It's bad. He's a great, great guy. Yes, they're trying to silence people, but that won't work. Won't work. We will just get louder.
In the end, Colbert's downfall wasn't just about ratings or money, it was about losing the essence of comedy. He traded laughs for lectures, punchlines for politics, and became a partisan figure rather than an entertainer, while his allies cried foul. The silence from the other half of the country is telling. Maher, Megyn, and others exposed the cracks in his carefully curated persona. He alienated viewers, turned his stage into a soapbox, and paid the price. Comedy should challenge, not conform. And when it becomes predictable, divisive, and agenda-driven, audiences eventually walk away. And that's exactly what they did. And this brings us to the end of today's video. If you enjoyed it, hit the like button and subscribe to this channel for more videos like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.